Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Yes, it's me, DD, otherwise known as Graham Moore. Are you all there and live and kicking? Don't forget to give me a subscription, really important, a like, and don't forget to share. Let me read some of my messages while I'm waiting for you all to work out that I'm nearly 10 minutes late. Listen, you're lucky tonight because I started talking to someone at the bar that comes from South Croydon in London, right? Young fella, lot younger than me. But his future wife is Rhodesian. Right. Trust me, they get it, right? And I was like, I'm loving this. So I ended up staying there for a couple of pints. I went out to get something to eat and couldn't get anything to eat, and I still haven't. So just in case Janet is watching, I've had 2 packets of cheese, whatever they are. You know, them little cheesy biscuits. What are they called? Friskies. That's all I've had today. So if I look like I'm getting there, but trust me, we was having a few beers. Then someone started buying sambucas, right? And I said, listen, this is what life's about, right? We should be having conversations in public houses about real life and what the situation is. And just to make sure you're aware, right? I've got to take away. Right. Yeah, I'm back on the Guinnesses. I do apologise. The ciders went peaked on. So everyone watching, so hit the like button, share, and subscribe. But I am going to be talking about a few serious things here tonight. And again, if this, listen, Janet, I'm not listen. If I show you this South African bird, she is fucking gorgeous. He showed me, and I went, listen, I don't care how gorgeous she is. Has she got the Rhodesian mentality? Does she understand what Rhodesia stood for? And he went, yeah. I said, that's all that matters. It is the personality and the mindset of the person, which is what you're looking for, right? You're not looking for gorgeous this, gorgeous that. It is, I am Rhodesian. and she is proper Rhodesian. We've got to tell you that, right? Even though she weren't there, I probably wouldn't have embarrassed her. There's a lot of things coming on there tonight, before and after. I'm going to see what this video comes up with. But before I do, I'm going to leave it on the screen. I'm going to leave it on the screen and then I'll bring it up. 100% old school boozer. Public house we need back. Yeah, no, that's it. Well, you can just have a chat and no one's worried in in this boozer, right? You just say what you got to say, right? That's all you want. None of this political correctness nonsense, right? And again, Devon is so fucking important to England. People don't realise how much Devon. Listen, I love Cumbria, and I'm being straight with you. If I had a choice, it would be Devon, Cumbria, Northumberland, Norfolk. Right? They're the 4 out of all the counties and everything that's going on. They're the 4 gaffs that I would say these people get it. But Devon, we've still got quite a bit going on in the background. We need to manoeuvre, but that isn't a conversation for tonight, right? Conversation for tonight. I'm going to bring up on my screen, and I'm going to have this conversation whether people like it or not, right? I'm going to hopefully bring it up on my screen. How the fuck do I bring that up? There he is, right? BBC Sport, right? I sent it out, and I'm going to make sure that everyone gets it. There we go. Can you see that's on the screen, right? So the BBC have sent this out on Twitter and various other platforms, and I am going to get on to another subject in a minute, right? The BBC Sport, I'm going to try not to swear, right? because I think it's really important. Everyone's saying to me, Graham, try not to swear. All right, I'll try not to swear. But the BBC Sport have put this out today, right? The first Englishman to win since 1999, right? Or 19, where is that? 1919, sorry. There it is there, right? And there he is. There is your Englishman. I'm asking you, you're the audience, right? I'm being straight with you. You're the audience. Do you consider this person to be English? I'm asking you, the audience, right? Sue Ellen is not English, right? So I'm being straight with you because I think this is an intelligent, articulate audience, right? I don't think you're into political correctness or any of that bollocks, right? So I'm asking you the question as the audience, right? Do you think Aaron, by the way, Aaron of Norfolk, right? So Aaron's a common name in Jewish mythology. Aaron of Norfolk died. He was the richest person in England, richer than the King of England, but he was Jewish, right? So Aaron's not particularly what I would consider an English name. It's either a Jewish name or some sort of name, but it ain't English. Aaron Ra, I think that is, has won the US PGA Championship. There he is, right? BBC Sports, right? And I put some more information out there for everyone. Let's see if I can go and find the other one. Stop sharing. I'll find this for you. But I'm asking you a serious question, right? Let me put this out there again. I apologise for anyone who's tuning in. Listen, I am 3 parts to the wind. I am going to be as polite as possible, but he ain't English. So, ethnicity is really important. There is, in effect, 4 or 5 types of Britain. Or 4 types of Britain. No, 5 types of Britain. Cornish, Briton. Briton, Britain. Right? Cornish, Indigenous. Cornish, Welsh, English, Scottish, Northern Irish. Why are the Northern Irish different to Southern Irish? Right? Because the Scottish king renditioned, in other words, physically removed the borderlands Protestants in Scotland and the Protestants in England, right? So you had a line in the middle and then the borderlands, and the Scottish king, a Catholic king, picked them up because they was troublesome, threw them over into Northern Ireland, right, into the literal Belfast areas, right, and stuck them in there because he didn't like the fact that they was Protestant, right? So they created that problem. No one else did. The Catholics did. The Jesuits did. Well, whatever way you want to describe it, they created that problem. So there are, in effect, 5 nations of the British Isles, but there is only 1, 2, 3, 4 nations of Great Britain, right? 2 of them, in effect, are already absorbed into England, which is Wales and Cornwall, right? Listen, I've got no problem with people saying, listen, I want to get out of this. I ain't got a problem with that, right? Trust me, I've not got a problem with that. I will put a border up like you've never fucking seen in your life. Sorry, I said I wouldn't swear. I will put a border up. I will charge you tariffs. You will not come into England, right? I have seen a deliberate destruction of England over many years, and the only time anyone's ever going to talk about this, like we did in the pub tonight, right, where people have come out of London, we had a joke in a pub. There was 5 people at the bar, and not a single one of them was from Devon, right? They was all from different areas. There was 3 of us from London, right? And again, you got people. I sensed a couple of Northerners didn't really like the southern aspect. I had that in Spain. And there's things that I want to talk to you about tonight, but in particular, this particular thing from the BBC, right? When are you, as people, as an audience, going to speak up? When are you, as an audience and as a people, right? So the wider audience, going to say, "Fuck the BBC. We're not giving you any. We're not giving you money to serve propaganda that some Indian geezer has just won for England, right?" It's fairly obvious to me that they're doing it to wind people up. So therefore, you don't want to buy it, right? I get that. Don't buy it. But we need to be very spiteful back to these people, right? And there are ways of doing that. But I just want to make sure I actually put this out. I think I'll put it out on. I'm going to actually see if I can read it from our system tonight. My content. And there's other things I want to be talking about, but oh, there it is. And I've put it out there in the show description, right? And I'm not saying anything out of order here, but I'm going to read it off. The BBC, this is to the BBC, so I'm making a statement to the BBC. Indigenous Briton, Briton, Briton. Language is important. Spelling is important in this instance, right? So the BBC, Indigenous Briton, and then in brackets I've got there, anyone can go and copy and paste this anywhere, right? English, Scottish, Welsh, Northern Irish, and Cornish. And there's a reason why the Northern Irish are involved with this, right? It was because they was forcibly renditioned from the borderlands of Scotland and England by a Catholic king, right? So they've created this problem of Northern Ireland, and all we're doing is backing them up to say they're Protestants. We're with them, not against them, right? Especially England, and especially the Cromwellian Scottish, right? And they do exist. So you've got English ancestry and white, Anglo, Saxons, and the Jutes. Do you all agree with that? Right. So I'm watching my screen at the moment. I can't see the actual chat. I can only see what you're saying at the moment. But I do want people to understand what I'm talking about, right? And again, I just had a conversation with someone who has got a rendition girlfriend. Showed me a picture of her when she's gorgeous. I said, listen, it ain't about her looks, it's about her attitude. It's about who she believes she is. And he went, trust me, she's full on Rhodesian. I said, that is the beauty of what she is, right? Scottish savages north of Hadrian's Wall. And I'm not talking about, I'll get to that in a couple of minutes, right? Scottish savages north of Hadrian's Wall, Irish savages to the southwest of Britain, Northern Ireland civilized by English and Scottish Protestants, Scottish heathen king enforced rendition. Does anyone understand what I just said? Right. So if you understand the history of it, you understand where I'm coming from. Now, I've had a few conversations today. I'm not going to go into major detail of it, but I had a wonderful conversation with someone. I'm not going to go into too much of the conversation, even though I am. I've had a few beers about INT14, and about what it is that they did, and who they were, and how they operated. right? There's probably someone watching this now, a wonderful lady from Norfolk. You know who you are. There's a great video you should go and watch. So I contacted this person and I said, I've seen a video today that I'm really worried about. I said it's only been online for 3 weeks on YouTube. It's gone into so much detail of who and the history of INT 14 that it can only be an attack, right? They're starting to push it out, right? And I spoke to that person and he went, I never knew that video was out. It's had nearly 200 views, 200,000 views in 3 weeks. It's being pushed by the system, right? I said, that's what's worrying me. And no one ever spoke, apart from me, and I think you'll understand this. I spoke to about this a few years ago prior to that as well. INT 14. There were people out there that understand what I'm talking about. So I was really watching the video. I listened to the video and then made contact with someone and said, I'll tell you what, I am really worried about why they're promoting this video. Right? And the person come back to me and said, I didn't know that video was out. And I went, yeah. And they're saying this, that, and the other, and they're putting things in. You have to understand that there are people just like me and you, and I'm talking about just like me and you, not with degrees coming out of their arseholes or masters coming out of their arseholes. I'm talking about normal, everyday working people that put their lives on the line to safeguard this country against communism and communism. Obviously, the same went the other way with put our lives on the line to safeguard against fascism. But when I see that video today, I don't want to promote it, if I'm being honest, because in the background, I can see why they're doing it. And it is a direct attack on our military intelligence, and the people that literally died under torture via the IRA, who were committed communists. I mean, I'm talking about people that studied Mao Zedong, right? So what I'm seeing in the background worries me a lot. And again, I made a phone call and said I don't like I watched it and said I don't like what I'm seeing. Right? There's something else going on that's triggering me to, and bearing in mind the conversation I had in the pub, I didn't mention any of this about Rhodesia, South Africa, the fact they're killing whites, the fact that the communists have took control of low IQ people, and they are low IQ, they're interbred people, right? Very low IQ. The only people that could really help them push forward were and still to a large extent. Do you want me to have a go at this Guinness or what? Right, let me just fucking push this off the square. Let me just get the bottom half of this. Once I finish this, I might go back in there. All right, you never know. I ain't had nothing to eat. I'm starving. Janet, why aren't you here? You should be here doing my Guinness. Not my Guinness. Oh yeah, look. Let's have a look at that. See if I can pull it around that way. I bet that's gone the other way. Yeah. Oh no, let's go 2 turns the other way. Look at that. Right, that is a proper pint of Guinness. You see that proper pint? That is come straight out the pub next door. Takes me less than 30 seconds to walk from the bar to here, right? And I'll just say cheers. By the way, Guinness is English. That was the last pint that one of our soldiers that was protecting us in Ireland from bombings, from all sorts of terrorist commissions, That was the last alcohol that person ever drunk, was a pint of Guinness. Anyone know who I'm talking about? And it was carried out by a group of people that got at a later stage got annihilated. But that's not what this tonight's about. Let's have a look. Thinking a bit better today. Hope you're coping. But people should have a lot more respect for our military, and especially the military intelligence. That without any doubt, some of these people died, and you've never ever heard of them. They've never been promoted to protect their families more than anything else, because these terrorists would attack their families. So they've never been promoted of who and what they are. But I don't know if I should show you that. Let me have a quick look and see if I can find it. I might at the end of it give you the video, but you need to go and watch it if you do. It's one of them things that I don't particularly want to share it. Let me have a quick look. Let me see if I can go to my history and see if I can bring it up on the screen. Oh, there's one there. Oh, there it is. I won't put it out, but I might. That's the one. Again, some years ago, I was talking about this group of people some years ago before, and I want to express that, before there was anyone had ever spoken about them, and I've spoken about them. What I'm worried about is what's currently going on. This particular channel has only got 16,000 subscribers. It's had 176,000 views in 2 weeks, right? There is something going on, and it is my opinion, it is an attack on our military, on our what I'll describe as elite forces. That means Royal Marine Commandos, that means paratroopers, and other groups of people. But it is also an attack on the SBS, SAS, and the intelligence, which is us, right? So I'm not suggesting me in any way or form, but it's like me sitting in a boozer, going in there, getting a load, all right, mate, and all that. Do you know what I mean? Sitting there and learning the accents. Do you know what I mean? Sitting there, yeah, singing away to Devon, and yeah, let's free Devon and all that. Do you know what I mean? And also, you get dragged out of the pub one night by 6 to 8 IRA members, beating the fuck, right? Didn't give any information whatsoever, and then shot in the back of the head, and then your family never know where your grave is. That's what them people did for us, to stop us being bombed, not only in Northern Ireland, but also in this country. And I want to make sure I'm clear on this. Some of them members of the IRA studied in Lancashire, right? Studied in Lancashire, Mao Zedong and the Red Book. They are out and out communists, right? So just to make sure everyone's aware of that, I'm not interested in communism one iota, right? So hopefully everyone is seeing and understanding what I'm saying. If you're not, I may at the end of this give you the video, but I don't particularly want to, is the answer. Because I think there's something skullduggerous going on. So getting back to the original part of this, right, and I'm going to do that now. As you can see on your screen, I'm gonna send this out again, put it up on the screen. Right, I'm going to ask you the question: the first Englishman to win since 1919. Do you not think that BBC are taking a piss out of us? and I've put out a message to this, by the way, today. Not a message, but I put on that thing, like, it's obvious you're trying to goad us. It's obvious. We're now being flooded with these people from all over the world. It ties in to Rhodesia, South Africa, Orianda in South Africa, and now has a unique community on their own. But we are a minority. And we are now being flooded. But the BBC Sport today, and if there's anyone paying the BBC, the TV license, you need to stop, right? Aaron Ra has won the US PGA Championship, the first Englishman. I've specifically said Englishman, right? There is nothing English about this geezer, right? He is quite obviously, and for him to allow that to be said, he's quite obviously taking the piss out of us, right? So again, I'll ask the audience: do you believe this man to be English? It's not rocket science, right? You can call the person British because British is a legal fiction created by the British Parliament where anyone can be British. But you cannot be Indigenous English. You cannot be an Indigenous Briton. An Indigenous Briton means Scottish, English, Welsh, Northern Irish, Cornish. That's it. That's the indigenous population. And we are being annihilated by the British. One of the things that still, at the moment, still gets me is why it is that this is not being pushed out by Restore Britain. Because I'm telling you now, there is pent-up demand for someone that will actually stand up and say something. Even if I was to get fucking Rhodesians on it to say, listen, you need to understand this. No, he's not English. I don't care where he is from. When he was born, I don't care what he has won. No, he isn't English. I agree. Right, so we're now going to go on to the next part. I don't watch mainstream media or pay to be indoctrinated. Kenny Leeds. No, exactly. Nor do I. Right, but this geezer, I don't care what anyone says, is not 100% is not an Englishman, right? English is an ethnicity, and that ethnicity comes from the ancestral roots of white people in England, right? And I, for one, am looking at the British Broadcasting Company as trying to trigger and wind up English people. And then when we object to this, they call us racist. Go and fuck yourself, is the answer. I'm not interested in that bullshit, right? So that's the first thing I'll say to you. I am actually going to show you something else, which I think I put out today. And we're going to go on to that because I may be a bit taking a mix slightly. Let's see. Oh, that was fucking hilarious. I've got to show you this, right? Let's see if this isn't what I want. Oh, hang on, I can't. Right, let me see if I did anyone see this today? I wouldn't normally show something quite like this, but well, actually, I fucking would. Let me see if I can bring this up. Copy link, and I'll bring it over to this side. Put it in there, push it over. I just thought this was the dog's bollocks, right? So this is what we want, right? We want proper people. So I'm going to bring this up. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I can't stop this thing as quick as I want to. Did anyone hear some of the conversation there? Here it is. Right. What's this? Now, it's come up in my timeline. It's from 2025, late 2025, I believe. This is a bailiff turning up, right, to do with, I believe, council tax. But just have a listen to what happened to this bailiff.
Good morning, guys.
My name's John Harris. I'm an enforcement agent at Watermoons PLC. I'm here on behalf of London Borough of Croydon, just to make you aware of everybody will video.
Yeah, I know you're a little traitor, moron, wanker.
My intention is
Short moron, government bitch.
for your protection of mine and can be used in evidence.
Yeah. The courts are going down. You're going down. And you're going on YouTube, Facebook, Telegram. You're going to be made famous as a little traitor midget Gestapo cunt that you are.
Have a letter, madam.
Yeah. Have it up your ass, cunt. You're going to prison soon. And you're going to be famous in about 2 minutes when I put this on Telegram. There's a group against. I'm going to take you all to court for harassing people through getting money through menaces. So I hope you won't sleep at night again, you cunt, because you won't be soon, because you're all going to prison, you little fat midget. Fuck off! Don't get a proper job and stop harassing people, you cunt. You're going to get it. You're going to get your day in hell. You better start praying to God, you little bitch.
Every time I watch that, every time I've got to stop sharing it. Every time I watch that, it makes me fucking laugh. You're gonna get you little short ass cunt. Oh, good. Sounds like Janet. I said, "Go on, Rottweiler. Go on, Rottweiler." Right, and I'll just sit there and I watch it, and it just walks away. Did everyone hear that? I know the language was pretty naughty, right? But I've got it's a bit of me. That was fucking hilarious, right? You little short ass cunt. Go on. Do you not think that was funny? And the thing is, he walked away, right? Coon him up. You can't beat English. No, listen. I thought he was hilarious, right? And then there was a few other ones I watched as well. But there was another one I put out as well. It was an American one where two... Does anyone want to see it? It's an American one. That's why I don't want to show it. But two FBI agents turn up to a geezer's door. And he said, "Show me your identity. If you are from the federal state, FBI, show me who you are." And they went, "Oh, no, we just want to talk to you." He said, "Well, I don't want to talk to you." He said, "The Constitution says you need to identify yourself to me. I want your full names." Right? And it kicked right off. Not massively, but then they walked away. He won the argument. He said, "If you're not going to show me your identity, they've got guns on and all that." He said, I'm not interested in it. I want to know who you are." Right? And he said it's going live on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Or it's going recorded. It's going up on the Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. They don't want their faces and their names on video, right? And they walked away. What's that one? Carry on, dear. I'll tell you what, it was hilarious. Anyone watching, it was a cracker. Do you want me to show it to you or not? You'll have to give me a vote if you want me to show it to you. And by the way, I'm starving hungry, and I still had nothing to eat. Let's have a look. Heck yeah, I saw that on one of the ATF agents. It was hilarious. No, I don't think it was an ATF agent. Oh, go away. This is another one. Let me see if I can find it. It was hilarious, proper. But the guy stood his ground and said, "I don't have to tell you. I want to see your identity. Tell me who you are. Give me your full names and address. And by the way, you're on video." And they said, "You don't need to video us, sir." And he said, "Yeah, no, I do. because I'm putting it up on YouTube and I'm putting it up on Twitter and I'm putting it up on all these platforms. But I want your names, full names, just so I can put your name to a name, your face to a name, right? And both of them walked away. And as they was walking away, he said, "You cowards, aren't you? Do you think you can bully people?" He said, "I've got the Constitution on my side. What you got on your side? Nothing." Right? And then they drove off in a car paid for by American taxes, which, by the way, is unlawful. Neil 56, who's out there? You want me to play it? Right, let's see if I can find it again. It's not that one, it's this one. Let me pull it up on the screen. Let's see if I can get it. I'll bring it out. And what happens is they start harassing neighbours as well, which is a bit like what they're doing here at the minute, right? They start banging on your neighbours' doors, and then it becomes a criminal offence.
Hey, how can I help you? Yeah.
How are you?
Who are you?
Major O'Donnell with the FBI.
Can you give your full name, please?
Major O'Donnell with the FBI.
Is that sufficient to identify as the only one O'Donnell affiliated with the FBI?
In New Hampshire, yeah.
Could you please state your full name, sir?
Could you please stop recording?
No. It's First Amendment right.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Could you stop recording, please?
Absolutely not. You can show me your name and identification, or I'm going to go back inside my house.
Okay. I don't really want to broadcast my...
Oh, this is going out right after you guys walk away.
So that's why I'm not going to...
So you can show me your name or ID, you can walk away.
We just want to talk about
I'm not going to talk to people who claim to be federal agents unless they can show me identification.
You see our badges?
I need to see... Is your full name on that badge?
No.
I'd like to see something with your full name or I'm not going to talk to you.
I prefer you not to broadcast it.
This will be going online as soon as you walk away.
Well, all I want to do is talk to you about a post that was made, and if you
Well,
happen to be the one that made the post.
I want to talk to you about you guys coming here. Say you make a salary of, I don't know what, low 100K? You guys making six figures? Factor in 50% expenses, overhead, maybe 100% expenses. Talking about burning a couple $100 an hour just here, let alone all the time you guys are spending to investigate something that you know is not against the law, right? Like you're familiar with. So then why would you come?
Because we wanted to make sure that there weren't any.
No, you're coming because you're part of a regime that does this kind of thing when you know laws aren't being broken, and that's an embarrassment, man. Didn't you guys read the Constitution? Do you not believe in America? Like, how do you do your jobs and go home?
We appreciate it.
You're walking away because nothing we did is against the law, and you guys are fuckheads that try to act like bullies. And I hope you go home and are embarrassed. You can't even say your name on camera because you know that what you're doing is embarrassing. You know Americans that believe in the Constitution think you're laughable. And you go home and you think about what you did today. Go home and think about it, you cowards.
Exactly.
Drive away.
Go on, fuck off.
Drive away.
Thank you for your time.
You're not welcome.
Yeah.
You should be embarrassed. Embarrassing. You guys are embarrassing.
Right, now do you understand why I love America? Because people can actually stand up and say to everyone and anyone, I am an American, I have a constitution that protects me, right? And the bit that guts me is that constitution come from England, right? And yet the English have been completely, they've literally indoctrinated an education system where you're not told what a constitution is, right? Which is why I go around the country teaching people. Do you not think that was that again? Some of these are little old clips, but I need to go back into something else. Hang on a minute. I'm getting people contacting me. Let's see. I don't want to go into that one. Jason, I promise you faithfully, it's going to take me quite some time to put all that together, but I do want to do it. And it is quite detailed, and it shows you where the law come from. But the Kerr case, Justice Scalia, in here, he tells you quite blatantly where the Second Amendment come from and goes into detail. The only thing that he didn't tell people, and mainly because people don't understand it, from the English Bill of it come from the English Bill of Rights, which he did tell people, and he said it was a pre-existing right, which he did tell people. But what the English Bill of Rights done was reconfirm the right and said it is a pre-existing right of the Anglo-Saxon people to be armed, right? And there was someone on Twitter the other day that was saying certain things and said that I can carry this knife in America and we should give this right back. And I said, you've got, even in England, you've got that right. The fact is you're not presenting it to a judge. You've got, to be fair, you've got to be a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. And I can tell you now, you need to use the law. And people are not being educated. I've got, who else has come up there? I had, so I don't know what to do at the moment, but tomorrow I'm going for a few other bits. I need to show you something, but I can't find it. I am on tomorrow night. I'm going to do, I think, a full show on it. Not English, not Indigenous Britain, but British as a legal fiction that anyone can be. Oh look, we're seeing a few people, so people don't want to tune in because they might be being racist. Nothing to do with racist. This is pure communism. This is pure fascism combined with communism, right? And people need to understand what's going on. So let me just go and find this other one. Democratic route. I said, and I meant it, not fouled Tories wearing a turquoise rosette, but bringing a new, fresh faces, no experience of driving our country into the dust. We did it in Great Yarmouth, 10 seats, just to make sure. I don't know how it's going to go with him, but I am going to put this up on the screen. And then I want to talk a little bit about the person. I don't know too much about her, but I don't come from the Wigan area. But can you all see that coming up on the screen? Let me see if I can put that face up. Right, so Restore Britain is running a candidate. You're all watching this, introducing Rebecca Shepherd, Restore Britain parliamentary candidate for Makerfield, right, which is basically the Wigan area. We've got quite a bit of support around that area. She's also, as far as I know, a horsey woman. So we all want to sort of get behind her. I don't know too much about her. I know that she runs her own business, which is a big positive. She's not Ponce. She's not one of them people that have been part of the system of taking their living from the council, from all of these highly regulated institutions. And I just want to make sure I'm clear on this. That includes solicitors and barristers who have a monopoly, right? It's all bullshit. So this lady is standing, Rebecca Shepherd, right? I did actually put out a little thing about her earlier on. Not that I'm being too blatant. she ain't a bad looker, is she? She's all right. If you're going to vote on looks, I think she certainly wins against the communist that's currently they're putting forward, right? Can't, it's got blondie, dark hair, dark eyes, nice teeth. I'm doing a horsey inspection here, right? She don't seem too bad at all. So, let me go back and see if I can spell out what they've said. Don't forget, people, I'm being politically incorrect intentionally, right? But I ain't to say that I do think she ain't a bad looking bird, right? I am proud to announce local businesswoman Rebecca Shepherd as our Restore Britain candidate for Makerfield constituency. Rebecca has spent most of her adult life living and working in the Wigan borough. I think that's a big positive. That anyone could move around the country. If you're business orientated, I don't see why that's an issue. But she has lived in the Wigan borough, and Wigan and the people of Wigan are fantastic. And Wigan and Lee, basically, especially Lee, is a very good area. All right, where she has built and run her own small business. Through that experience, she understands firsthand the pressures facing local businesses and working people across the community. Like so many residents, Rebecca has seen the growing impact of rising costs, increasing legislation, red tape, bureaucracy, which continue to make everyday life more challenging for ordinary people trying to work hard, support their families, and stay afloat. Right? I think it's all bollocks. What the communists are doing to us now is exactly what they've done in South Africa, Rhodesia, and all these other places. Put simply, she understands what local men and women are going through. This is the type of person we need in politics. Not career politicians, but genuine people with real life experience. I cannot agree more with that statement, right? So there is the statement. Hopefully I'm going to be able to pull that and highlight it. This is the type of person we need in politics, not career politicians, but genuine people with real life experience. Whatever your life experience is, at least you've got a life experience outside of the system. You may have been abused by the system. You may have various negative views of the system, but your views on it, nonetheless, are very positive. Rebecca is particularly passionate about improving SEND, special needs, access and support across local areas. Her interest in SEND-friendly activities comes through the work she does with her community interest company. So she's got a CIC, where she has seen firsthand the importance of opportunities, practical support, and activities for people with additional needs. Right, I support that. That's why I like her, but not because she's a looker, right? Because she's actually thinking about her community. Rebecca is standing for Makerfield because she believes local people deserve honest representation, accountability, really important. And you get that from the Constitution, and someone prepared to fight for the interests of the community rather than their own political careers. The only issue I've got with her is she's not talking about England, she's talking about British. She's been brainwashed and indoctrinated to say British, 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 British. We need to accept that if I spoke to her personally, she would say, I get it. I understand what they've done. I'm putting forward Restore Britain's positive vision for Makersfield constituency. Right? Rupert Lowe, the Restore Britain leader, our local priorities: safer streets for women and girls, tackling the gangs of foreign men who harass and intimidate local women and girls in Ashton and elsewhere across the constituency in Wigan Borough. There was a big issue not so long ago in Ashton Park. We've got a lot of support in that area. people contacting me and saying, "Fuck me, Graham, this is like," and again, the locals were being harassed by the police for standing up for their communities, which again I think is disgusting. Fight reckless overdevelopment in areas including South Hindley and Winstanley. Roads, dentists and GPs must come before responsible house building provided for local families. Improved SEND support for those in genuine need. Right, genuine need. We must avoid over-diagnosis. All right, but also provide proper investment to those who need it, including a constituency-wide investment programme for the improvement and maintenance of children's playgrounds. Tackle antisocial behaviour in Ashton, which is not far from where I stay when I go up north, and elsewhere. No nonsense, visible policing. You're not going to get that. And even if you did, it won't be the right type of policing. To crack down on criminal activity in our towns, what I mean is these people are raping English girls, right? You need to say it as it is. They're English, not British. They're English, right? Parents, too, must be held responsible for what their children are inflicting on a community. We say enough is enough. Restore our high streets. Absolutely agree. I've been to a number of places in Devon, and some of the most vibrant, obviously affluent areas are people that have got non-restrictive parking. Although they keep the camper vans out, but they've got like 3 hour. You can pull up for 3 hours and go shopping and whatever, and it don't cost you anything, right? And as long as you're gone within the 3 hours. Restore our high streets. Push for free parking to drive footfall. Abolish business rates to reinvigorate our town centres. I like what this woman is doing. Right, this is someone who's talking my language, right? Our town centres, and deliver a full investigation into explosion of vape shops. Oh, I love what she's doing here. Vape shops and Turkish barbers for trading standards, immigration, non-compliance. We are in this to win it, right? And there she is, right? She's probably married. Used to have a few other bits and pieces, but listen, hang on a minute. Oh, fuck. Janet, be over yourself. Right? That's Janet kicking me in the shins, even though she's not here. Right? No, what I'm saying is, she's got the voting ambience, hasn't she? You know, like they did a survey of women and said, "What men do you vote for?" And they went, "Men that are quite handsome." They weren't interested. They just go, "Well, is he good looking? Is he good looking? Or he's the most best looking?" And they're the ones that they vote for, right? Well, men do the same thing in reality, right? They say, "All right, what's she look like in a miniskirt? Can she ride an horse?" Right? I'm being honest with you. I'm just listen. You know what? I'm not politically correct. I don't intend to be politically correct. Everyone watching now, what do you think of what I've just told you? Apart from the silly jokes, basically do everything in reverse of what Labour Council run towns do. No, that's exactly that. And I've got to tell you something, that you're not wrong. What you just said. Funny enough, I was actually speaking to someone about that earlier on, and I said all you've got to do is do the reverse of what they've done. So if they say, and it was in particular to do with psychology, and I said, so if they say white is bad, you got to say black is bad. Every element of what they're doing psychologically, you have to reverse it. And in particular, let me show it, see if I can show you this. I was impressed with her though. And I don't know her. Obviously, never met her. But I do think if she's local, why would I know her? Right? Unless she's got a reasonably successful business and people around England are going, oh yeah, business person and all that. But she's a local person with a local business. Why would anyone else know her? But I think she's perfect for that area, right? You don't want all these other people in there. 3-hour parking is no good if you are fishing. John Pierce, 5120. John, let me say something. If you come to North Taunton, we've got a river tour, right? And you can fish there, right? They come along and they go, have you got a fishing rod license? And you say, why don't you fuck off? They go, all right then. Right. But what I'm saying is there's no licensing and there's no long-term parking stuff. They have got a couple of double yellow lines. I had someone shout out the window there, but I was part of someone there. So it's a double yellow line. I said, what are you, a fucking Gestapo? And I was like, oh, because they never had anyone. You know, when people are busybodies and you say, why don't you fuck off? Who are you, the fucking government? Okay, Rebecca, let's have a look. So there's a few other things I wanted to talk to you about. I still want to, I want to get something to eat? I need to order something to eat. I'm fucking starving. Let's have a look, see what my messages are. Tel Aviv, Tommy, someone's coming out. I'm the best fake patriot out here. Do you hear me? Do you want to say this? Listen, I didn't go anywhere near that tonight, and I'm not going to do it. I am going to say this, though. I do believe this is pretty near the mark. Right, so I'm going to show you WhatsApp. I didn't go to that march. I wasn't interested in it. Tel Aviv, Tommy, I stand with Israel. I'm the best fake patriot out here. Do you hear me? Right, and there he is. Right, not interested in any of that. I noticed there was a big, and you're the ones, if anyone's been out there and went to that, it was a big downturn from the last one. People are looking at Tommy Robinson and going, we ain't a bit of this. We're not interested in that. And they tried to do all the camera shots showing an Israeli flag and British flags. And the camera shots with the English flags, they tried to blow out. So I'm not really interested in any of that. Don't start me on rod licenses. I've seen officials bully kids and run from foreigners. Barbecue caches on the riverbank. I went for official who ran off. Coward. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Literally, you just turn around. And when you're a foreigner, you can do what you want. But if you're English, we can tax you, right? And people have got to understand we need to stop this bollocks. Just to make sure everyone's out there. Are you all watching? And what I'm going to do now, show something else. I'm not sure if it's going to come up on my screen or not, but I'm going to play it anyway. Tell me what you think of this. And what I'm going to do is share it. Hang on. Tell me what you think of this one. I'll put it on the screen. This is Mr. and Mrs. English again, right? They're very good at doing this.
Before we judged each other in the open light. Before the people held the power, not the oversight. Before the oath was more than words upon a page. Before the law was ours, not captured in a cage. Before common law said live your life. Rights were something no one had to burn. Before the crown was bound and every tyrant learned. We had the fire, we had the voice, we had a realm that made a choice. We had the limits written clear. We had a world that didn't run on fear. After they centralized the power and they call it law. After they take a right away and say it's always been this way before. After they turn your freedoms into forms you sign. After they tell you don't remember everything is fine. But we remember, we remember, we remember, we remember what we had before. 3 times forever. Bring it back once more. Before the jury stood between you and the crown. After a system built to push your verdict down. Petitions force the mighty to reply. They treat your voice like noise that passes by. Before arms were held to balance out the state. After only one side holds the power to dictate. Before local people shape the rules they live. After central orders take more than they give. We had the fire, we had the right, we had the courage not to lose the fight. We had the oath that every monarch swore. We had a realm that stood for something more. Before we stood tall, after they let it fall. Before the rights were ours, after they dimmed the stars. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back to before. Before the silence, before the spin, before they told you you can't win. Before the power slipped away, before the night replaced the day. What we had before. After they rewrite history to close the door. After, but we rise louder than we ever did before. After they try to bury what the people knew, but the beat hits hard and the truth breaks through. We remember, we remember, we remember what we had before. 3 times forever. Anglo to the core.
Tell me what you all thought of that. Let me come off of that one. There's a few videos on that channel if anyone wants to go and have a look at that. Did you all see that? What did you think of that as a sound system? So you've got a before and after. There's another one. Constitutional Dragon Heart beat remix. The right of the English realm. Raise the colours. Remember who you are is another one. And these are all. Do you remember raves? Do you remember the raves and the original rave music? Like it was memorising, right? What again? I was talking to someone today, and I said, what you've got to do is use what they used against us, against them, right? Their weapon was this. our weapon must be the same, but now start punting it out. And people are getting there. So not sure which one that was, but that's the one I've just shown you. Let me have a look. Let's see if I can get back to that. Right to the beginning. Yeah, he's the one I've just shown you. So there's lots of other bits going on. I still need something to eat. How am I going to work this one out? I've got to run up the road. I'm watching. Oh, Janet's just told me she's watching. She's kicked me under the shins. In the shins a few times when I said about this. I'm watching. Oh, Janet's watching. She's keeping an eye on me, people. In case I get a bit throaty with some of these. Still Britain. If you want a referendum on the death penalty, vote for it. Oh, yeah, great. Oh, when was that put out? March 24th. We don't want that one. Oh, look at her though. She's nice, isn't she? Have some of that. I sent a message out today. We will. That's a wolf whistle, by the way. Just to be politically incorrect, the fact that she is not a career politician and runs her own business gives her the skill and insight to be a People's MP. Even better that Rebecca is not a member of the professions that got us into this mess. There's a few negative comments about her, which I was expecting, to be honest with you. But I do look at things like that and I think, who are these people and why they're being so negative towards her? Anyway, it wasn't the entire show that I was intending to do tonight. But I did slip in the boozer just before I come here and then see a few people who say, you're the one who won the thing, aren't you? Yeah, right. Let's have some then. And we got into it. But they are nice people. Neil 56, they are ace. Again, if you want to go and follow that, so what's just gone on there? My screen has gone pear-shaped. Let's have a look and see if I can bring anything else up onto the screen. Why has that gone off? There it is. Right, let me see if I can bring this channel up. Let's go back to my normal screen. So, I haven't got many subscribers, but they're knocking out some really good original rave music. Do you all know the story of the rave scene? Did you know that in the 1990s, the British government tried to ban the backbeat in the rave music because they said it was mesmerising and creating a trance of people. It's all bollocks, right? But what people don't know is they did that in the United States of America as well. You know, when they come out of rock and roll, anyone seen the Buddy Holly story? And they try to banish the backbeat. They had a backbeat in rock and roll. That's probably why I love rock and roll. And everyone used to go. All the youngsters was in rock and roll, twisting, turning, jiving, doing all these things. And in America they called it devil music. It's not. It's God's music. Right. So when you're spiritually connected with everyone next to you, right, with the rave, that's why it cottoned on so much. It wasn't devil music. It was like the power of prayer, where we was all connected, right, on that frequency. That's why they tried to ban it. And again, these sounds are matching the backbeat of the raves of the early 1980s. And later 1980s, where they try, and then after that, they tried to ban it. You didn't need drugs, by the way. It was like boom, 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 boom. Right, everyone was with it. Do you all understand what I just told you? So if the government's trying to ban something, we know it's a good thing. You need to promote it as much as possible. LSD, limited, slip diff. Don't know what that means. Beetles straight out of the Tavistock. Yeah. At Maplethorpe. Yeah, but Beatles was different. The Beatles started and they started to change the frequency of the music. Whereas rock and roll, the original rock and roll had a backbeat. Everyone, I don't know whether it's me personally or everyone, but if I hear rock and roll, I have to dance. And it's the same as the 80s to the 90s rave sounds. When the beat comes through, you have to go bump, bump, bump. You start dancing. They didn't like that, and they said it's devil music. And just to make sure everyone's aware of this, Islam bans all forms of music. Who is the people who picked up on the backbeat in America? Anglo-Saxons. Have you ever heard the Anglo-Saxons war drum? It's just like the backbeat. Boom, 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 boom. And everyone's like, wow. Right, that's it. Good night, God bless. I'm going to see if I can order some food. I doubt if I will be able to, but we can at least try, eh? Anyway, that's it. I'm off. Good night, God bless. See you tomorrow night. Don't forget what I believe in, the Constitution is the solution. And hopefully, tomorrow night, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. And it should be interesting. 432 Morgan. Brand new quality tune. Let's have a look. Grasshopper, I love trance. Yeah. I love you, DD. No worries. Birthright 3. Keep going and keep pushing, and don't forget to share this stuff. If you're connected in any way with Restore Britain, I'm asking you, join. This is not me pulling back on England, it's the reverse. But you need to connect locally for them to feed back. People are talking about England, right? That's all you got to do. That's it. Good night, God bless, au revoir, tiddly poo, and all that.
Thank you.